Hello everyone, Vampire218 here, bringing you another league battle, my week 4 match of the UBC. Now this is post-recorded because A, I'm sick, and B, I didn't record at the time of the battle. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into things. So, I see that he brings the Nidoking, the Tyranitum, the Desudais, Poliwrath, Mew, and Mega Audino. Now, I knew that his team was coming in very weak to ice, so I thought, Cryogonal, very good. A lot of his mons are taking pretty big hits from ice or freeze dry. So he has 4 freeze dry weaknesses, 3 regular ice weaknesses. So I'm bringing the Cryogonal this week, the Mega Aggron, the Golisopod, the Aerodactyl Suicide Lead, the Thunderous Therian for good damage against something like Poliwrath, and Relic Song physical variant Meloetta this week, because I wanted to try it out. So I lead off with my Suicide Lead here, and I'm thinking, awesome. Get up my rocks, and then I'm in a very good position. However, he is Scarfed, Head Smashes, and pops my Sash, because what I was thinking is, you know what? I can probably kill this thing with 2 EQs, and I'll get 2 EQs because I outspeed. Nope, I don't outspeed because he's Scarfed. So that completely wrecks my plan, and I'm like, well, I'm in a very, very bad position now. So I'm not able to get a procs, and I have to switch into Aggron to take a Head Smash. And Head Smash still does 20%, which is huge to, an Aggron, which is, I believe, ×4 resisted to it. Like, hello? Anyway, so I go into Aggron here, and I'm figuring, you know what, I'm just going to Mega and see what I can do. I go for an Ice Punch, predicting a Desudais switch in, to be honest, because I thought Desudais takes an EQ pretty well compared to Poliwrath, but he goes into Poliwrath, which means that I'm in a very bad position because I don't want to get burned. I don't want to get hit with a fighting move, so I do have to switch out here. I go into Thunderous, which takes a Skull because I'm not afraid to get burned, because I do get burned, so I'm in an okay position because this is a special attacker. Now, having Cryogonal and Thunderous being really my only special attackers this week came in to be an issue, because usually Meloetta I could just, I'd like Meloetta getting burned, but not this week because Meloetta is physical. So I just start hitting them Hidden Power Ices, and I get some good damage off on Desudais, doing about a third. I am still burned, so I just keep hitting those. I got a big crit this time, that's pretty big, but he Spirit Shackles me, and it's fine. Now, he does Sucker Punch and kill me, and that is my own fault. I should have probably seen it coming, but oh well. I go back into the Aerodactyl, which I know I outspeed this thing, meaning I can probably get up free rocks. I do get up rocks, and he U-turns out, meaning at least now I have rocks, which will help me in the long-term pop sashes. Goes into Mew, and I go into Golisopod. I'm thinking, I'm banded. There's no reason for me not to go for First Impression, just always. Because even against a Poliwrath, First Impression should do a lot. So I go First Impression. I only do about a 4th, and then Leftovers kick in, so I'm like, oh, that's not good. So I get Toxic on Cryogonal, not what I want to happen, and I just start hitting that Freeze Dry, because I really need to. I do take out the Desudais here, though, which is nice, because I am already down 2 pokes, and he still has all 5 of his now. Goes into the Audino, into a double switch, baiting out the Flash Cannon. Now, Flash Cannon does do a lot of damage here, but it doesn't matter, and so he's just baiting out the moves here, baiting out the Toxic, and I'm falling for it every time. And so I just finally, I'm like, no, I'm not playing this game. I'm switching into Meloetta, and I hit a big Relic Song, trying to get the sleep. Switch forms, doesn't work. Gets rid of my Assault Vest, which is pretty big too. I just start hitting, predicting switches, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why is Mega Audino so bulky? And like, I'm trying to hit this thing, and even a neutral stab Drain Punch is only doing 25%. It's pretty big. It's pretty impactful. So he gets a Wish Off, and then he gets a Dazzling Gleam off, which I'm not eating nearly as well because I've lost my Assault Vest. I just keep hitting that Relic Song, praying. I'm like, come on. Doesn't happen. Second time. Finally, he is asleep. And after all this switching of forms, but he's still at full health here, so I'm really just, it's not doing anything for me, so I have to switch forms again and start hitting the Drain Punch. And it's really difficult because I needed to make it sleep so I could at least go into Mega Aggron. And, you know, in retrospect, I probably could have switched into Mega Aggron a little bit sooner because Mega Aggron can eat most of what a Mega Audino would throw at it. So he goes into the Poliwrath, which is like the one thing I'm thinking, oh man, this is what I can't have because a fighting move still hits me pretty good. You know, it takes neutral water. So I just go for Heavy Slam, trying to kill the Audino, but he switches. Gets the Wish back, so it's just horrible. I just start EQing. It's my best move. Circle Throw. I'm like, okay, that's good. It only does 14%. But I'm switched to an Audino now, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So he finally starts hitting the Seismic Toss, and I hit the Relic Songs because I'm thinking, you know what? He's not asleep anymore. If I can get a good 2-3 turn sleep, I can do something with this. But I can't. And I didn't put Zen Headbutt on here at the last minute because I didn't think I would need it. And now looking at his team, I could have hit it on 2 Mons. A, hit it on 2 Mons. B, hit it on 2 Mons fast if I hadn't gotten parried. He's hitting that Seismic Toss, and he finally switches out into the Mew. And I'm like, okay, Drain Punch doesn't do anything here. I'm just trying to get my health back, and I'm not in a good position. I go into Golisopod, which eats a Dazzling Gleam at less than a 4th. Beautiful. So I'm in Golisopod at this point, and I'm thinking, oh man, what do I do with this? So I just obviously hit First Impression, I believe. Because I'm thinking, you know, oh, you hit Leech Life, actually. And I'm just trying to get my health back, because, you know, I was like, even if he switches out, Leech Life's going to hit everything pretty good. And so he goes into the Mew here, and I EQ, and he lives at 6, meaning it was a roll to kill. And he Volt switches out, doing massive damage at a 4th. Going back into that thing, I Shadow Claw, and I can't even kill it, because I'm thinking, oh, I want to kill the Mew. Nope. Should have done an EQ here, because I could have killed it with an EQ. Finally goes back into Mew. Volt Switch, though, kills the Mega Aggron, and now I'm in a very bad position. So he goes into the Nidoking, and I'm like, I got Cryogonal still. Sucker Punch does not kill me, though. And I'm able to kill it with a Freeze Dry, which is very impactful for me. But at this point, I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, you know what? That's going to be an issue for me. So that Scarf thing. And you know what? He is playing the switching game here. But I have First Impression Choice Banded, which means I kill it. Now, at this point, I realize I've lost. Because I go into Meloetta, which eats a Volt Switch, but then I know is going to die to a Head Smash here, because he's Choice Scarf. Oh! Oops. Okay. And then I go back into this thing, and I'm like, oh man, First Impression, but I only get 1 of them. But he starts psyching up. And he keeps psyching up. And so he's able to PP stall me out of this. However, it does come down a little bit closer here as we just go ahead a little bit more here. And now I was using Sucker Punch here and not First Impression. And Sucker Punch because I knew Sucker Punch was my only way of winning. If he had gone for an offensive move, I would have won this match. But he didn't. So, you know, he finally Volt Switches. And I am in struggle range here. And so a struggle does kill him. But its recoil is huge. And I think it's the recoil too here if you look. So I get brought down to 44%. And 43 is what I end up taking. So it would have been a roll to kill on Volt Switch. And that is what kills me inside. Because I killed this Tyranitar. But it's the recoil that puts me in range of that Volt Switch. Mew comes back in, and that's all she wrote, guys, because of Volt Switch. Now, obviously, if it would have crit, I would have lost regardless. But that was one of the closest matches I've had in League play. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, a share, a comment, a favorite, and a subscribe to see more awesome League battle play, to see anything else I do. All you gotta do is do that. I will see you guys next time. Bye!